Hello and welcome to Trails to Azure Part 41. After not playing since yesterday, I'm going to continue the story. And hopefully I don't let myself get frustrated by the writing too quickly. But yes. I think that if the writing starts to bug me, it's probably in my best interest to pause for a second. Because as long as you smash 3. Music still runs. It's probably my best interest to pause because otherwise I will keep playing and it will just frustrate me more and more. So there may be sound, like this sound might jump if I pause. I probably won't, but if I do, this sound will jump. But continuing with the story, going to Orcus Tower to try and get a better vantage point to get readings on the emergency signal of Enigma 2's that practically does not exist. Oh, my Enigma. What's up? Where are you guys? All the equipment is ready to go. We just walked through the entrance. Should we head up to the roof? Yeah, the receptionist should give you an elevator access card if you ask her. Now get your butts up here already. Right, we'll be there soon. I take it the preparations are complete. Yeah, Jonah said the receptionist can give us a card that'll let us up on the roof. This music doesn't really fit. It's just the generic Orcus Tower music, but it doesn't fit the scenario. Let's hurry. We wouldn't want to keep them waiting in the rain. Yeah, the music is just Orcus Tower music, but it really doesn't fit this scenario. Welcome to Orcus Tower. Ah, would you be the special support section by any chance? That's right. We were told you had an access card for us. I certainly do. Here you are. Temporary access card. Just scan that card on the panel in the elevator, and it will take you directly to the 40th floor. It's valid for 1 month and fully disposable, so feel free to discard it as you see fit when the time comes. Oh, sure, thank you. You just scan it, and that's it? Well, I think it's more impressive that it's disposable. Though, it could just be not really disposable, but more cheap to produce. That's even more high-tech than what they do at the IBC building. Is it even surprising how state-of-the-art this place is at this point? It's such a weird... Like, I think one of my issues with the writing of these games is they feel the need to have too many people chime in, and it drags it. Is this where I use it? Yes. Simply hover the access card we were given over the panel. Lloyd held the card up to the panel. 40th floor. I mean, the fact that it's usable for 1 month is going to come into play is my guess. Speaking of this panel, I just noticed something odd about it. There aren't any buttons for floors 21 through 30. Those would all be mechanical floors, if I had to guess. What are mechanical floors? It's weird that it's, like, maintenance floor is what they say in Japanese. Shouldn't it be maintenance floors instead of mechanical floors? This is actually really cool. They're a necessary structural component to counterbalance the weight of the tower. From what I hear, they're mostly empty. There's actually, like, there's, in one of the largest buildings in the world, there is like this ball that's used to counterbalance it, and it's like way up high in the building. It's really neat. I can't remember what it's called. What is it called? Large... I don't know if it's in the... Oh yes, there's a picture how Taipei skyscrapers keep studies, what Business Insiders has. Yes. It's a tuned mass damper is what you would want to search. And it's a giant ball of steel, or apparently concrete, that's way up high in the building. And it shifts sort of, I don't know if it's via computer or if there's some mechanical element to keep it from, you know, swaying too much, because these buildings that they're using are incredibly tall. But yeah, it was used in a 1,667 foot Taipei 101 tower, and the damper swung a full meter in 100-mile-per-hour winds from a typhoon. So yeah, and the damper weighs 728 tons. Like, that's probably what this is talking about. From what I hear, they're mostly empty, which would make it mechanical and not other one. Additionally, there are stabilization devices installed in them to absorb the shock of any potential earthquakes. Wow, that's amazing. This really is the most modern building on the continent, isn't it? I guess. Then why even bother making this thing so dang tall? If it were 30 stories, it'd still be using the same number of floors. Well, the architectural plan for the tower had all sorts of extraneous elements built in from the start. Then Uncle Dieter took over the project, and knowing him, he likes to go over the top whenever he can. Ultimately, the Kwa family were the ones to make up for the resulting shortfall in the construction budget. Well, wasn't that magnanimous of them? Definitely magnanimous and not other stuff. Either way, there's no denying that the tower's status as a landmark is going to be a boon for Crossbell as a whole. Oh, hey, looks like this is our stop. But yeah, like, I wonder if this is a tuned mass damper. Because the building in Taipei, or Taiwan, I don't know if it's Taiwan or Taipei, like Taipei in Taiwan. But like that was 2007 that it was built, I think is what it said. So they would have existed for several years before this game was released. So it's kind of, that could be exactly what it's referencing. Oh! What a good view. The rain's finally letting up. Yeah, the view's just as awesome as the last time we were up here too. And that's really saying something, with all the clouds blocking the sky. Wait, where are Jonah and Chief Roberts? It's almost like there's 3 other sides to this building. They should be nearby, likely on one of the platforms. Shall we go find them? Like, oh, where are they? Like, come on, there's so much more you could look for. Like, you shouldn't be surprised that they're not on this one side. These 2D railings don't work well. I wish it was even slightly 3D, so that when you walk here it's not borderline invisible. Oh, we can't walk that way for some reason. Oh, are we gonna have to go up and over this way? Yep, for some reason we have to go up and over that way if we want to get to the other side. Hey, there you guys are. So, this is the equipment for picking up the SOS alert? Right? The way it is now, we can only detect signals within 100 Selga radius. That's where Tio comes in. I have no reservations on my end. That being said, will the weather have any effect on the procedure? Oh, I'm sure we'll be alright. I doubt a drizzle like this will make much of a difference. But of course, a young lady like yourself shouldn't be exposed to the elements for too long, Tio. Where are my manners? I'll hold my umbrella over you while you're operating your sense. Declined. That would be more of a distraction than anything else. Oh, okay. Poor Roberts. Alright. I'm all set over here. Go ahead and boot up the Aeon system whenever you're ready. Very well. Let us begin. Have Lynn and Aeolia's Enigma 2 serial numbers been inputted yet? They sure have. The guild was kind enough to supply them to us. I put them in before you arrived. So all that's left is for you to do your thing. Alright then. Good luck, Tio. If anyone can locate Lyn and Aeolia, it's you. Right, here I go. Aeon system activate. Now syncing Aeon system with detection apparatus via matrix protocols. Link confirmed. It seems inefficient to beam the connection to her instead of, you know, plugging in her ears or something. Link confirmed. No issue so far. You're all clear to keep going. Orbital energy transfer to the detection apparatus is stable, and output is high. Ready when you are, Tio. Roger. Here goes. Engaging sensor functions. Aeon system limiter unlocked. I wonder what sort of Bluetooth connection they've got. Whoa. Did you see that? Are my eyes playing tricks on me? Or did a wave just pulse out of Tio? Why are they echolocating? Why are they using radar when technically the thing they're looking for is coming towards them? I don't know how it works. Phew. Good job, we got it. Really? You were able to locate them? Yep. Well, they're Enigma 2s anyway. I was able to trace both of their SOS signals. They are a considerable distance to the south. No prob. I'm cross-referencing the data you got with the map. Is it going to be Stargazer's Tower? Click, clack, boom, done. Oh, it's in the middle of nowhere. Cool. What? There? To the south of Lake Elm? The hell? Is there even anything out there? Not as far as I know, other than the wetlands. And those are completely uninhabited by humans. Now what would a pair of bracers be doing there? Heck if I know. But I bet you a new processor chip is nothing good. Right. This is concerning to say the least. Yeah. Lloyd. Let's start by reporting this to Michelle. We should ask headquarters to prepare a boat for us too. No such thing as too many precautions. You're right. Good thinking. Time is of the essence, but we need to move. Thanks for the help, Chief Roberts. You too, Jonah. Don't mention it. We'll clean up here, so you kids go on ahead. Yeah, get a move on. And try not to fall in while you're there. Yes, we have an orbital boat prepared for you at the dock of the harbor district. You can board it as soon as you're ready. Got it. Thanks, Fran. Sorry again for the sudden request. Ah, don't mention it. What else am I here for, if not to back you up? The wetlands to the south can be dangerous. Promise me you'll be extra careful out there, okay? We will. Sounds like we managed to get our hands on a boat. Yeah. Fran was able to have them prepare us one. I feel like such a heel for getting you all wrapped up in our little troubles. You don't have to put yourselves out for this if you don't want to, though. I'm pretty sure Arius and the boys will be back in, an hour tops. Let's be real. The correct play here is probably wait an hour, get Arius here, and then easy, smooth sailing instead of... Like, it's obviously going to be the case that we're going to get there, and it's going to be, if we'd left an hour later, they would be dead or something, but they've been missing for a while. An hour more probably would be less of an issue. Time's of the essence. No point sitting around when we can get ourselves there right now. He's right. There's no telling how dire the situation may already be. Though, if Arios can get his own boat easily, then that's fine. They should definitely prepare a boat for him, and then he's going to show up and save the day. Just tell them to catch up to us when they get back to the city. Well, if you say so. Both Lynn and Aeoli are highly capable bracers, right on the verge of achieving A rank. So if they're stuck in a situation where they can't contact us, well, that's not a good sign at all. It could be a trap. Someone could have stolen their Enigma 2s and put them there. Eidos only knows how nasty things might get down there. You'd better stay on your toes. We will. Let us depart for the dock as soon as our preparations are complete. I want to see if they'll let me go back up to the roof just quickly. I'm going to talk to him just on the off chance there's any reason. Nothing, figured. I assume no one else moved. I want to see if they let me go to the roof. Just on the off chance that there's anything worth checking out there. So far this segment has been more interesting. Like there's been no decision making that makes no sense yet. Yeah, I want to go up here because going up and over might have something. Yeah, no one here. I'm going to talk to them at the base really quickly, but... yeah, this is what I wanted to check. What the... I guess... what's the point of that? I was thinking that it's going to be another... like, this is a staircase up on this side, staircase on the other side. Because, like, airships can land here. Are there some, like, airships that can't land on the ground, so they land here? Anyway, that's interesting to look at. It's going to be relevant, for sure. Because they could have very easily given us a one-time pass. But instead, they gave us one that lasts for a month. Well, in-world, they could have definitely... it should have been easy to justify giving us a one-time, or like, 1 day, 4 hour, whatever pass. But it will be relevant. Either in that it will be expired just before whatever event needs it, or it will still be available whenever it's needed. I'm just going to check. I probably should read that because it could be interesting, but... more details on the wetlands. Innocent Tio. Anyway, not important. I'm going to move on. There could be people to talk to, because sometimes there just are people to talk to. Wait, I haven't seen Zeit in forever. Where's Zeit been? Is he in here? Okay. I'm used to him being right here, and the fact that I didn't see him there a while ago confused me. He hasn't been relevant plot-wise, has he? He had, like, maybe a minor-ish role? Where's our boat? Oh, there's a boat. Like, Zeit has not had the plot relevance that he should, being like a divine wolf. Hey, dudes. You're the SSS, right? That's us. Sorry for keeping you out here in the rain. Thank you for preparing a boat for us, especially given the weather. Don't mention it, dude. All part of the job. So, any of you dudes know how to operate this thing? If not, I could always come with. Is Noelle gonna know? I hadn't even thought about that. How hard could it be? It's probably not that different from driving a car. I could call the chief on my Enigma, if you would like. No, it's okay. I actually have a little bit of experience conning boats. What? Conning a boat. So con nautical is the status of being in control of a ship's movement while at sea. Huh. I mean, I'm assuming it's just an abbreviation of control instead of drive. Weird. That's interesting. I learned something, and that makes me happier. I actually have a little bit of experience conning boats. Conning? Is that what they call it? Ha, it figures Noel would know. We should have guessed, given that it has a steering wheel. Oh, knock it off. It's just another thing Commander Bales insisted I learn. So, what are we going to do? Is it time for us to board? Let me think. Yeah, I'm gonna board. Once you board the boat and head to the wetlands, you will be unable to leave until the story advances. Note that any short-term quests and events will expire. I'm gonna double check very quickly. Excuse me. I should probably turn those in case I have enough for a reward. Because there could be like a good quartz or something. I'm doubtful I get to Detective 6th class here, but I do. True Gladiator Belt is presumably an upgrade over like better auto CP gen. So that will be better on her. Yeah, the belt is auto CP up, and if I get True Gladiator Belt, I can get double the auto CP, which will mean more casts of her S-Craft. Which might be a bad thing to emphasize so much, but... I think it's not terrible to emphasize that guard-based S-Craft. I wonder what's propelling them, because there's clearly not a visible propeller or engine that would, you know, propel them. Hey, UA is suspicious of us? Well, well, how very serendipitous. I can't help but be reminded of the Schwartz auction. Perhaps they truly are tied by a string of fate. Be that as it may, Master Cow, what do you suppose awaits them at the south bank of Lake Elm? That I couldn't say, but I'll trust in the intuition of our esteemed friend. It could be that demonized delinquent again, the snakes, or perhaps even the church itself, the snakes. Whatever the case, there's nothing wrong with shining a light on a blind spot when you can. Indeed. Pardon me. What is it, Fan? Why are you so distraught? I'm terribly sorry for interrupting, Master Cow. But we received an urgent report from one of our surveillance teams just moments ago. An urgent report? Explain, Fan. And spare us no details. I feel like he would say details. He wouldn't say details, he'd say details. Ooh, they're going against the current. I mean, that's Michelin right in front of us. The weather has cleared, just as the forecast predicted. Maybe Eidos is trying to do us a solid. We'll need all the help we can get. There's no telling what's waiting for us over there. Whatever it is, I'll take it over trudging our way through the rain any day. No, you wouldn't. Don't forget, though, there's a chance we could encounter another cryptid. And that's just scratching the surface. Right. We're making our way into uncharted waters, so to speak. Anything could happen. Keep in mind, we don't know when we can count on backup from Arios and them either. We're the lead search party. We need to work as quickly as possible to secure Lynn and Aeolia's safety. depending on how things turn out, we may end up having to call the CGF for backup too. Right. This is definitely a sticky situation. Let's keep up hope the gals are alright. Hold on. Rapid surge in humidity detected. Everyone, stay on guard. Are we fighting a kraken? What? Oh, it's foggy. This fog. It's so dense. Where did it come from? The air seemed so clear just a moment ago. What do we do, Lloyd? Ugh. Reduce speed and approach with caution. Tio, can you sense the shore? Yes, I believe so. What did I tell you guys? Brace yourself for landfalls, everyone. All-knowing one. Bum bum bum. Oh, look at this convenient dock. Look at the convenient sideways motors. Though I know you can sometimes turn them, but they wouldn't go that way. They wouldn't stay completely straightforward and go sideways like that, I think. But oh, look at all of this. Indeed, indeed. And that other boat behind us must be the one Lynn and Aeolia arrived in. This is bad. Things are out of control down here. I mean, that's not much worse than Nox Forest. Like, Nox Forest, what we could see in Nox Forest was actually worse than this. Because it's closer to, you know, civilization. Apologies. Ooh, fishing location. Azure wetlands. Oh, brother. Please tell me that fog knocked us out and we're just in a bad dream. Honestly, it feels like something ripped straight out of a fairy tale. This is unbelievable. It's as if the very composition of space here is in conflict with reality itself. How long has the pleroma grass been running rampant in these wetlands? Could it be? Is this the place Joachim was harvesting his key ingredient for Gnosis from? Once again, your intuition never betrays you, detective. Is this Yin? Huh? You again? Yin, what are you doing here? Allow me to redirect that question right back to you. I've been following the shadows of those snakes and the demonization of that gang's leader. Oh, snakes, Ouroboros, I'm dumb. As well as the blooming of this azure flora throughout the state, and the cryptid's sudden emergence. That led me here, and ultimately, to all of you. Shoot, if I use Yin as a teammate, I don't think I would if we get to work with her here. I don't think she would take a position that I would use. Oh, really? So basically, you decided this place was suspicious all on your own, and decided to come check it out? Precisely. Though, it would seem the circumstances that brought you here differ from mine, in some respects. Isn't that right? You could say that. I'll explain everything I can. Withholding information won't do either of us any good. Lynn and Aeolia disappeared. I see. So that boat there belongs to those bracers, then? How intriguing. This can only mean I'm getting closer to the heart of the mystery. What mystery? I'm still like, why do they assume that it's a he when they have a relatively feminine voice? He's referring to why the pleroma grass has surfaced. The cryptids too, for that matter. Let me guess. You've been trying to get to the bottom of what that bodes for Crossbell, in the grand scheme of things. Bright, aren't you? I mean, yeah, he is the least incompetent of the SSS for some reason. This, too, falls under my contract with Heiyue. With that, I'll leave the bracers to you, and make my way ahead. Not so fast. How about you accompany us instead, Yin? Lloyd? You can't be serious. I had a feeling you were going to pull something like this again. As did I. Come on, man. I know you're a softie. You gotta learn how to draw the line somewhere. As interesting as your proposition is, Bannings, you seem to be laboring under a gross misconception. Our respective positions are no longer compatible, nor are our interests in this case. Unlike that time at St. Ursula, cooperating with you now would get me nowhere. Is that what you were going to say? Lynn and Aeolia have skills comparable to those of an A-rank bracer. I saw it myself, when they joined forces. I have no doubt that those two could rival even Arios. I don't think that makes sense. I think Lloyd is crazy, or the writers of the story are crazy and inconsistent. Because Arios is like, he's on the level of an S-rank bracer. S-rank bracers are a full step above A-rank bracers. 2 A-rank bracers can't beat an S-rank bracer. I feels like what has been established from a broader perspective. Why would they be able to rival Arios if he's an actual, like, the only reason he's not an S-rank bracer is because he doesn't want to be. Pretty much. Though S-rank bracers are sort of political tools, they're not 100% strength-based, but if the danger that awaits us was able to overwhelm them, do you actually believe that you could handle it by yourself? Desperate times call for desperate measures. Hey, you might even be able to get some info out of Lynn and Aeolia. Can't do that unless we find them. That's right. We should cooperate, if only for the sake of efficiency. Heh. I do believe that you're starting to take after your leader, aren't you, members of the SSS? Do you think so? Well, I'd be lying if I denied that. Not that we ever consented to it. But why are you looking at me like it's my fault? All roads lead back to Lloyd. Just one of his many charms. Very well then. We shall work together once more, if you so desire. Know this, however. If the divine blade of wind catches up with us, I will not hesitate to desert you. Will that be an issue? Not at all. One problem though. Moving around with a party of 7 is gonna get tricky. Hell, I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up with a little friendly fire every time the monsters attacked. Someone could stay behind, if that's the case. And it can be Randolph. We do need someone to watch the boat, right? Not a bad idea. Whoever remains could also help bring the divine blade of wind up to speed when he arrives. It's the plan then. Let's decide on our formation. It would be so funny if I could leave Yin here. Oh, that would be funny. I still haven't repaid them for the craft they taught me. There's no time to hesitate. We're going to bring Lynn and Aeolia home. Why is that the choice? Why can't I leave Randy behind? Like, let me abandon Randy. I'd rather keep Wazi character-wise, but Noelle's the one I've actually been using for combat because of her attack AoE. I don't want to leave Wazi behind. He's more useful. He actually thinks, but whatever. I can't leave Randy behind for some reason. And it changed my setup for some reason. It's just weak. I really think they should have made it more open. Make it so you could leave anyone but Lloyd behind. But I assume they wanted to limit. They just didn't want to put too much stress into it. They didn't want to have too many options for interactions, just by the fact that they could just have like limited lines. Yeah, I don't think I have any reason to fish here, because I'm pretty sure I can't get the only one I'm missing. Weird. That wasn't very Kashmira of you. That's a weak one, because it didn't have any ooh. Like, there was nothing relating to cash moneyness that had any, like, that had nothing to do with anything cash money. Like, we didn't get money out of it, at which point Cashmere would have made sense. So Cashmere, if there had been something like clothing in there, and it was cashmere, that could be pretty funny. Porcelain cocoon. Wait, why are they in the they share a space for some reason. Why are they in the same square? What? Oh. Did physical attacking those reflect it? Yep. So I have to use arts to kill them. It's an interesting choice. Oh, she has no EP. Gotta love it. 0 EP for some reason. Wait, did attacking them drain my EP as well? That would be pretty cool. Ebony boots. You open the chest. Inside is a tiny palm. It would wave, but it has no arms. Let's see if I can heal back here. Do they not give me a free heal location? Lovely. Gotta love it. So I instantly have no EP on her. And I'm gonna have to wait till I level up. Have any hope of recovering that much without consuming a ton of items. Fun times. The deer? It's a weird creature. I'm glad that those guys, like, team rushing them doesn't trigger the counter attack. Her mind was wandering. It had been ever since she arrived, like a thick sheet of ice masking a rushing current. Her stone-faced exterior had been fighting to quell the warmth fluttering within. Is she into her husband? I forget what these guys are called. Albatrons, or albatrosses. I need to figure out what's up with this. Oh, wing leveled up. Nice. Not useful, but... Okay. Why are they in the same square? I could have left it like that and it would have been pretty funny, but... Okay, that's really nice. I don't want to fight those porcelain creatures. She now has EP to use. Okay, what type of equipment does Yin have? Yatagarasu, priest dress, tough stregas, stellar pendulum, lighter plus. Yatagarasu, 5% death blow chance. I mean, at this point in the story, everyone knows that Yin is a woman, but the fact that it says woman only is pretty funny. The fact that they're given a woman only piece of gear is actually fun. Ebony boot, ADF, movement, defense. I don't think I want it on him because he needs the evasion. Oh, definitely. She is behind on boots. Interesting. I just don't want to miss anything. I think I've grabbed everything on the way. I am actually going to... I was going to... Oh, I can. Okay. It doesn't say anything about burning EP, so I don't know why she lost all her EP. I must not have been paying attention to something. Yeah, it's a lot of experience. Nope, that's the wrong one. I don't want that. Zero Field is, I think, pretty objectively the better S-Break. Outside of specific situations. Bunch of Sepith. If monsters like to eat Sepith, and I was full of Sepith, does that make me a... Oh no. Pretty silly. That one was okay. So there's a secret path up there. There! Theolia. Yeah, but... What is this ivy around her? It isn't pleroma grass, if that's any consolation. They look nothing alike. You think? You think the pink, supposedly ivy and not just labeling it vines, looks different than the bright blue grass? We can discuss that later. She needs our help. She's dead. She's okay. Finally coming around, huh? Phew. Thank goodness. Where am I? Is that you, Tio, my angel? Am I in heaven? Not in the slightest. If your sense of humor is still intact, then I take it everything else is too? More or less. Though I still feel so weak. I can hardly even stand. Was Michelle the one who asked you to come for me? Yes, actually. You see... Explain the situation. So that's what happened. Min and I were following a lead on cryptids and those blue plants when we arrived in the wetlands. But in the middle of our investigation, we ran into the fight of our lives. Fight of your lives? Do you mean a cryptid? No, a human. I think. I can only assume it was someone from Ouroboros. Is it gonna be the girl? I can't remember her name. The one with the spear. Exclamation point. Could it have been one of the two we've heard about at the doll studio? Yep. Yep. Stabby spear lady. She was accompanied by 3 girls, each dressed like a knight from the Middle Ages, and just as skilled. It took all of our strength just to defend ourselves. A trio of female knights? Who could they be? I ended up separated from Lynn in the heat of battle. Then I was restrained by a boy who called himself the Fool. Campanella. That was when I ended up trapped in that ivy. I wasn't able to move a muscle. He had you all strung up and tied. Damn, this guy's more of a freak than I thought. Keep your mind out of the gutter, Randolph. Thanks, Aeolia. That fills in some gaps for us. Like the fact that if we fight them, the fight will be doable, but it should be impossible for us. We're gonna venture further in and see if we can locate Lynn, too. Stay here. We have someone on standby who can come retrieve you. Thank you. I mean it. Please, take care of Lynn. She tends to bite off more than she can chew whenever she's faced with a challenging opponent. Of course, you can rest easy. Let's get moving. We need to find her as soon as possible. A member currently on standby was called over and informed of the situation. Can I heal? No. It's really lame that I can't swap as I want. What is that? I guess there's eventually gonna make a bridge or something. Tyrol bomb. Oh yeah? Well, I wanted you to take that. So there. The writing is not superb, but this type of moment overall is stronger. It just turned around with nothing. Like, there was no indication that it had turned without looking at the top right, which I didn't do. Yeah, I should be fine. Using a little bit of... I wonder who the all-knowing one that's the song is named after is supposed to be. Assuming there is an all-knowing one. Oops. Too greedy. This is such a weak point. The combat's not great for these. Quartz fragment. Nice. Inside the treasure chest was absolutely nothing. Nothing after nothing came bursting out. Wow, so much nothing. You found nothing. Strange voice. Okay. Monster chest, please. Please be reasonable. Okay, it is reasonable. That's not reasonable. Okay, she needs to avoid them. I assume they might be weak to fire. I'm glad I don't get ruined by... Oh, they resist. No, wrong button. Shoot. Too late. Arrow sickle. I need to kill these guys so I can actually... No, that would be too bad. That would be bad. I can hit 2. Yeah, I think trying to kill the porcelain guys is a priority. It looks to me like the TP regen equipment does not stack. Because if it did stack, I think I would be regenning more than 3 per turn. I actually do need to get healing. That's not bad. She doesn't have AoE healing. I really need AoE healing on her. He needs to heal, but I can't heal him and them. He might die, but I think he should be fine. Good. Yeah, it should be fine. They might be weak to this type, yeah. They're weaker to Chaos Brand types, interesting. They should be fine. You know what, might as well burst, because I don't think I'm going to kill them before the burst goes through anyway, so... Good experience. Pretty good Sepith. Evade 3, wonderful. From Evade 1 to Evade 3 should be plus 10. It could be more. Yeah, plus 10. 95% evasion. I used to be a normal chest. And then some blue-haired lab coat wearing jerks stored red pills inside me. That's fun, actually. That, like, concept... It's not actually, you know, anything approaching canon, but... The idea of... Like, oh, monster chests arose because of Gnosis is pretty funny to me. I hate these guys. They turn on a dime. Okay, slow down. I don't want to get death blowed. I'm just being lazy. Rush Emblem. 30 out of 61. But she could not. No more of this. To hell with being a wife. Screw it. She couldn't take another minute. The moment she knew their next business trip was taking them to both, she'd made plans to run. What was... Did I get 29 already? If so, what was it? Yeah, these don't really work the best. 29. Like a thick... Her stone-faced exterior had been fighting to quell the warmth fluttering within. But she couldn't. And the warmth is to the person that she fell in love with before getting married. I assume. It's hard to actually follow the story. Hey, why would you target that? Why would they target that? Like, why would that be the one they target? Like, it makes no sense that that's the one it targets. It should always target the center. I should have been slower. Once I get a level up, I'll get a bunch of EP restore. Which just reminded me that apparently, like... If you're playing... Like... One of the Sky games, or Trails in the Sky games, it's actually better to be... My controller stopped working for a second. It's better to avoid leveling up at a certain point in the game so that you can get level ups to restore your HP and EP and stuff so that you can fight through a segment of the game without struggling. And if you don't, it's just more difficult. Which is wild. Rising Sun? Was that Lloyd's? I wasn't paying any attention because it never matters. Yeah, I'm fine with Rising Sun. Nope. Please stop following me. Strange voice getting countered is funny. Celestial Bomb EX. The chest you've opened is not in service. Please leave a message after the clack. Yeah, like there, targeted the center. It should always do that. Excuse me. It was hopefully not too audible. I should save before I change screens. There she is. She's not even contained. Lynn, are you alright? Her life doesn't appear to be in any immediate danger. She most likely collapsed from exhaustion. Move aside. I'll attempt to resuscitate her. You can do that? What? Oh. Rise. That makes no sense, but... Ugh. Cough. Did I pass out? How long has it been? Lynn, do you remember what happened to you? Yeah, though in a way I wish I didn't. Wait, where's Eolia? Is she safe? Don't worry, we already found her. Explain the events. I see. Sorry for the trouble, guys. And thank you. Still, I guess I have a long way to go as a martial artist, huh? I've never experienced anything like that. I felt like an ant trying to chop down an oak tree. Are you referring to those girls in armor? No, not all of them. The 3 subordinates were strong, sure. But the 4th, their leader? There's no comparison. She's in a totally separate class of her own. I don't think even Arios could match up to her. Well, it would be a bad matchup anyway, right? Because Arios is Divine Blade of Wind, so he's quick, and she's armored, so it'd be a bad matchup. What? You're shitting me. How's that even possible? Arios isn't the strongest guy in the world, so it's obviously possible. Could she have been that Angui Jorg told us about? The formidable warrior known as the Steel Maiden. That sounds like her, alright. There was also a boy who called himself a fool, and an older man wearing a lab coat. Even with that Zhang Shou with you, I don't see you standing a chance. Do you get what I'm telling you? I do, but... I am Yin, an assassin without peer. There is no opponent alive who I cannot conquer. I mean, that's false, but if you are daunted by what lies ahead, I would prefer to end our cooperation here and now. But hold on a second. Aren't you getting a little ahead of yourself? You can't possibly go at this alone. But for now, let's call Wazi and have him come pick up Lynn, too. Are you sure you'll be okay? It sounds like this could go south quick. It's alright. We were only planning to scope ahead and figure out what they're doing here right for now. What he said. We'll try our damnedest to stay out of the Steel Maiden lady's path. We can't afford to do otherwise. That'd probably be for the best. You'll recognize her right away. The bulky armor and flowing cape are hard to miss. Knock her into the lake. Then she can't swim, right? Because I don't think any human being, unless it's purely magic driving the swimming, like physically it would be impossible to swim in super bulky armor. You said Arios and the others are on their way, right? Don't do anything rash before they get here. Understood. They should probably be sitting somewhere else, not in the glowing blue grass. Roger. Let's go, everyone. I really want to bring Wazi, because he actually has understanding of the magic at hand. But I'm gonna be right back in no time at all. The music will have jumped for there, but I have to go do something real quick. Continuing the exploration is kind of... This story is kind of weird. Like, I think one definite issue with these games is the in-game level of power compared to the presented level of power of characters is inconsistent. I kind of wish it was handled a little better, but anyway. And the more she thought about it, the more that warm fluttering seemed to spread from her chest to her arms, to her legs, to her cheeks. She was ready to burst. She couldn't wait to see her. Also, Rush Emblem is probably better than the Medal of Valor. I actually wanted to check. I don't know if Gladiator belts stack. They don't stack and they give the same amount. Though apparently in Cold Steel 2 and onwards they do stack. These don't stack, so it's probably better to have that equipped. These probably don't stack. The team rush chance up, but the CP gain is useful. Come on. How did he see me? Nice and quick. Monster eggs. Priest dress. Click. Yep. This one's going in my Hinge compilation. Ugh. Equip. They have the same gear. This is better in every way. Who do I want to give it to? Let's give it to her. She has less HP. So she needs to be kept from dying a little bit more. See, I don't feel like it did increase it, but it might have increased Team Rush chance to have 2 of those equipped. It shouldn't, my assumption, but... Please save us from these treasure chest messages. We are also out of ideas. Doodle-doo, doo-doo, doodle-doo. Okay, this guy's gonna spin randomly. Oh no. I got ruined. Since the guy died, I couldn't team rush all of them at once. I've been getting very consistent team rushes, which is good. Save again before this. Okay, it's the same old, same old. Okay. He is going to begin... I wonder if Raging Spin, despite not dealing damage, if it would pull them in or not. It's not worth even trying, but... Okay. Go for that line, hopefully kill both of them. And... let's Chaos Brand this guy. Because that should one-shot him if it hits, I think. What were these guys weak to? Yeah, they were weak to Mirage, so I can actually Silverthorn them. His arts are taking 8 centuries to cast. So Lloyd's casting arts are not going to be relevant. Interesting. Defense 3. Lloyd's Brave Smash is just the bump system on fire. Change my mind. The bump system? Brave Smash? No idea. Maybe I should know, but... Does she have a defense one equipped? No one does? Oh, he does. Okay. Okay, so I have to travel all the way to the left here to properly check the last area. Yep, there's a chest right here. If Trails to Azure is so good, where's Trails to Azure? Azure to Azure. Trails to Azure so good, why Trails to Azure? I should have read it better, but... Yeah, I think Azure's been okay. The last thing to do was to place the book she'd been rereading, an inspiring work that reminded her of an old friend she'd not seen for a year, in her bag. And with that, she was ready to leave her life for good. This is only halfway through the story. That 32 out of 61. Like, ooh, that's a different device. Like, Trails to Azure has been fine. The overall story going up, like, in the whole Trails, Legend of Heroes Trails series is what's more interesting than the micro, like, single game stories. But this one hasn't really set anything up yet. Oh, look at this place. Look at this place is the better way to say that. Incredible. I can detect energy of intense magnitude coalescing in this location. That's amazing and all, but it looks like we've got someone else here to greet us. I can't remember what her name is. I think it starts with an A. I don't know if that's actually known yet, though. Ah, Sky Second Chapter OST. Haha. Quite the marvelous venue, wouldn't you say? Now that things are all roused and riled, it should almost be time for the main event, right? Haha, perhaps so. It's bound to make for a most magnificent spectacle. No doubt the Faceless would relish in these developments, were he still alive. He got turned to salt. Haha, I'd say you have him pegged. Then again, who knows how out of hand things might have gotten if both of you came to Crossbell. He probably would have brought the Glorious into play, drawing the ire of both Erabonia and Calvard. Haha, I must say, that sounds quite amusing indeed. Indeed, a shame it wasn't meant to be. Armored figure. Oh, something wrong? Let me guess, is this beneath you? You never were a fan of missions like these. Everything is according to the Grandmaster's will. I have no objections. However, I will have to ask that you conclude your conversation, Campanella, Professor. It appears we have an audience. You must be... Oh, what do we have here? More monsters than I'd bargained for, coming to this place. Oh, look who it is. Here to interrupt, are you? And after I went through the trouble of keeping those bracers tied up too. I have to wonder how you managed to find this place. That information is confidential. Sorry to barge in on your chat. Sound like you were just about to get to the good part. Whatever it is you're plotting, you're not getting away with it on our watch. Yes, they are. Because I think, maybe, I don't know the professor guy, but I think any of the other two, Campanella or Armored Lady, either of them could kill us all, is my assumption. You're that young, up-and-coming division from the Crossbell Police, I presume. That would be the special sports section to you. I take it you three must be from the Society of Ouroboros. Before we go any further, I'm going to need you to identify yourselves. I hope they just say, no, why would we? Identify yourselves? What's this boy going on about? Oh, called him out perfectly. Well, he is a police officer. In his mind, this is probably just standard procedure. Haha. But you're out of luck if you think your little law books apply to us. Unless this is meant to be satire. You strike me as an upright young man. It pains me that I cannot acquiesce to your demand, earnest as it may be. Nice try, Lloyd. Yeah, like, she's the most interesting character. Because, like, she's like, I've spoiled stuff, but, like, even just from this, you can tell that she is like, kind of honorable individual and not just a total outright villainous snake. And it adds more depth to the Society of Ouroboros. Nice try, Lloyd. But common sense ain't... That's not common sense. If you're a criminal, why would you tell the police your name? Like, that is common sense. But common sense ain't going to get us anywhere with these guys. It would be wiser to afford these people the same consideration you did for the cultists. Please, being placed on in the same category as those buffoons is nothing less than insulting. Very well. If the others won't, then I'll take it upon myself to make an introduction. Because he's gonna be dead at the end of this arc, maybe? He might not be, but if he names himself, I expect he dies relatively soon. Before you stands F. Novartis. I serve as Ouroboros' 6th Ongui and head of the 13 factories. You can feel free to address me as Professor Novartis, though. So, that was your doing, then. The development and implementation of that code used to hack the Orbital network, that is. What's this? You're familiar with it, young lady. That would be my Astral code. It is the basis, the cornerstone of the Society's net. Professor. Many pardons. Though you do remind me of a former test subject of the cults who'd been taken in by the Epstein Foundation. How about it? How would you like to utilize those talents for the Society? You would do rather well with us, you know. I disrespectfully decline. Gah. I actually kind of like his character. Honestly, Professor, I know Ren is gone, but that's hardly an excuse for this level of desperation. What happened with Ren has nothing to do with this. If you're quite finished, I would very much like to address our visitors. You may... Arianhod. Yeah, Arianhod. You may call me Arianerhod. It's such a hard name to pronounce. Arianerhod. I am Ouroboros' 7th Ongui, the Steel Maiden. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I mean, her having hair sticking out is probably dangerous, because hair burns easily. You burn the hair, and then it will burn all the way up into her helmet, which would probably not be fun. I didn't expect her to sound so serene. For real, prim and proper lady was not one of my top guesses from what was under that armor. Yes, though she still commands a more than intimidating presence. So you're the society's strongest, then? It's clear that you possess a formidable fighting spirit. My blood runs hot at the thought of testing myself against it. That being said, I wonder how long you would be able to maintain your composure before the might of Yin. I think Arianrod wins. Or Arianrod? It's probably better to pronounce it Arianrod. Yin, what are you doing? Why are you provoking them? While I wouldn't mind seeing a heavyweight bout like that for myself, I think you all have another problem to worry about. It seems the guardian of these wetlands just got back. Is it gonna be a turtle? What? Guardian? I detect a massive presence closing in fast. I really hope it's a turtle. Large cryptid incoming. Seriously? From where? Above? Oh, that's lame. That's not suited to the area. Why would a flying lion be here? It should be a tiger. It should be tiger. I mean, a tiger would make more sense than a lion. It does have wings, but how does it fly with those? It probably doesn't. What the? What is that? The Sphinx Chimera. You can think of it as a protector of this sacred garden. One created by means of ancient illusions, perhaps. My oh my. Who would have thought something like this would be brought into being as well? And here I thought my expectations for this project couldn't rise any higher. Rawr. I probably should equip True Gladiator belt on what's her name? Ellie, but just our luck. It's like those three don't even exist to it. Enough talk. We must strike this beast down immediately. Rah. Oh, it'd be so funny if we just instantly get one shot. Fun. Love it. Love it. Oh, so much I can do. I think burst cleanses, though. That saves me. I'm gonna use this because everyone needs healing. I'm gonna use this early, too. I think it's in my best interest to move... Actually, she can check it that, right? No, she can't. She doesn't have the information core. I thought she did. So, week 2, that, then that. It can be debuffed. The shaking of its mane distorts space and time. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna move here in the hopes that it has line attacks that I can pull to the side. I was gonna debilitate it. I don't think I need to reduce its movement. Unlucky that they focus on them instead. Debuff again. I should actually be using someone else to debuff, but... Yeah, as long as it focuses on him, this will be easy. Soul Blur's not bad. I think she probably attacks better, though. I mean, this fight has to have a second phase. I don't believe for a second it won't have 2 phases. Though it's probably about to one-shot me, is my guess. I don't think the speed debuffs are gonna matter. Yeah, that's dangerous. I don't think I can impede it. Because I think one of those various effects, I think if it resists all that, it resists impedes. Like, I think impedes might fall under the category of AT delays. I'm not sure though. She's going to move over and then hopefully not get one shot. Why did it change its art? What caused it to swap? Like, it's good that it swapped, but why did it swap? Not quite in range. I'm gonna move... let's use an art. I think Tiara up is better. Okay, I'd rather have her attack, but... having her move... where do I want to move? Let's move right there. Diamond Dust. Okay, it's just a water attack. Ew, critical. Just bad luck on that one. I think I need to move her further away. I think that's what I should do. Like, I think she's just physically too close. I think this is going to be easy. I probably should take this chance to heal a bit. Yeah, he doesn't have a good attack. I mean, this might be the hardest hitting he could go for. Do any crafts? I could actually just use Tiger Charge. Is that really it? And like, if Wald is a harder fight than that, that's questionable, because Wald is a nobody, and that's an ancient guardian of a mystical swamp. So if Wald is stronger than that, that's questionable. Heaven's Eye is nice to get. I think 95% evasion is very helpful. I wonder if I could get 95% evasion on everyone. Ugh, pant. We managed somehow. Bravo! I'm impressed. Except they were to the left. We turned around. Like, originally, the thing attacked us from back here, and they were to the left. But now we were fighting it on that side, and they're to the right. That's weird. Bravo! I'm impressed. I mean, we moved a bunch, it's fine, but... Unacceptable showing for laymen such as yourselves. I admit I may have underestimated the power of the Foundation's orbital staff. Consider my interest piqued. The only thing the orbital staff did there was make everyone immune. Yo, uppity bastards. I mean, they are just better than us, so like, it's justified. Ouroboros, give us our answers. What are you planning to do in Crossbell? Is it like I feared? Are you the ones who started manufacturing Gnosis again? What? Why are they shocked that he made this accusation? It can't be. I'm pretty sure it isn't. Haha, why do you ask? Because the leader of that ragtag band of ruffians ended up demonized? I was lucky enough to see it for myself. And oh, what a show it was! Why, I have half a mind to invite him to join Ouroboros, if he pushes it just a little further. Don't dodge the question. Answer me. I mean, I would assume that if they supplied him with the drug, he would sort of be viewed as part of Ouroboros. Haha. I can hardly blame you for your conjectures, erroneous as they may be. But you see, we had only a singular objective in coming here: to evaluate the progress of our plan. We must make sure that the septium veins have been properly galvanized for the promised day. The promised day? How vague can you get? I've grown tired of this. If they refuse to talk, then we will loosen their tongues by force. Yin, you don't stand a chance. He's right. There's no other way. So uncivilized. Enforcers imply someone else is going to show up, maybe? You want to fight, do you? I can't say taking you all at once on my own sounds fun or fair. What if I let you handle this instead? If I must. She's not an enforcer, though. She's an Ongui. That's a little over the top. A spear? A lance, to be more specific. They were primarily used by the knights of the Middle Ages. That totally matters. Talk about a blast from the past. The hell is she doing fighting with something like that? Maybe she is just old. Do not waste your breath. You may come at me with whatever arms you deem most comfortable, so long as you do so with all your might. Otherwise, your lives will be forfeit. Incoming. And then we just get one shot? Ah! What? And he's dead. I don't believe it. How the hell did she send out so many jabs so quickly? That would be impossible. It exceeds human capability. Was this? Seldom have I seen anyone manage to withstand the Steel Maiden's lance. Haha, they don't call you the demon of the Eastern Quarter for nothing. Your reflexes are commendable. However, compared to your familial predecessor, it is obvious that you still harbor some hesitation. How do you... Big reveal. That looks so goofy. Like the cross bits, and now her arms are really thin. It doesn't fit properly. No way. Rixia? What? We don't need everyone's reaction, but... Ahaha. Well, color me surprised. Who would have ever guessed Yin's true identity would be Arc-en-Ciel's illustrious rising star, Rixia Mao? Don't you just love it when the drama on the stage pales in comparison to the real thing? Well, I see we chose an interesting time to cut in. Well, that's a big spoiler for them. Wazi, Arios, God and Wenzel too. You came after all. I mean, one of us should cover for Rixia, but no three over there. They're from Ouroboros. Campanella the Fool, along with the head of the 13 factories and the Steel Maiden herself. Oh ho, I take it you must be the Divine Blade of Wind. I've heard a lot about him. Supposedly, his skills are on par with Lowe's, who is also dead. I don't believe we've had the pleasure, Divine Blade of Wind. I'm pretty sure Lowe's the one that died. Your reputation precedes you, even by your presence alone. I can tell that you have well earned it. That's enough flattery. It means nothing coming from someone whose power transcends the bounds of humanity itself. Even an army would be forced to retreat when pitted against that lance of yours. You needn't sell yourself short. Simply recognizing that is an accomplishment in its own right. Arios, are you telling me that we came all this way just to let them go? Well, no. You came all this way to save your bracer friends, and you've done that. Good job. No, but the balance is not in our favor. Simply have a look around us. It's actually really funny that the entire SSS crew is still kneeled on the ground, and that they turned around like that. I think Arios would win. Girl in armor. Ugh, these must be the ones that Lynn and Aeolia fought. These knights are just as dangerous as they described, if their looks are anything to go off of. A bow? So one has a bow, one has a sword and shield. What does one in the back have? Is it a lance looking thing? A spear? That is enough. There's no need to take this any further. Understood. Yes, my lord. As you wish, my lord. Damn. Eh. I believe. That's our cue. Yes, we have verified the process of the plan, as well as the galvanization of the septium veins. I had best be returning to my masterpieces. Returning to give my masterpieces their finishing touches. Stop! I wonder if this is the last we see of Ouroboros. Like, they're not the ones behind Gnosis right now. Do you really expect us to just let you escape? A word of advice, if I may. Our plan calls for us to play nothing more than a supporting role here in Crossbell. Huh? What? In time, the beasts will be cast loose, and chaos will sweep across this land. Be that as it may, do not allow yourselves to be blinded by the tragedies yet to come. Have a good rest of your day, everyone! Haha, I trust you will await our next encounter with bated breath. Yin should run? Why is Rixia still here? She should disappear. Ugh. So that's Ouroboros. What a bunch of maniacs. I got distracted by the fact that Rixia's eyes here are red, but when we see her as an image, they're grey. Yeah, it's grey right there. Rixia? Rixia? I should be going. This is our last chance to rehearse before tomorrow night. Please excuse me. Goofy. That makes it seem like Arios already knew. Today's been one unbelievable thing after another. It's getting to where I can hardly tell what's real anymore. Yeah. If I didn't know better, I would think we were trapped in some sort of dream. That would be funny. It would be terrible, but it'd be so funny if this day of the chapter wakes up with us on the boat, asleep. I can't say I disagree. Considering what's happened to Wald, I'd consider this more of a nightmare. Yeah, you think? Make no mistake, this is a reality we've been dealt. Arios. Ouroboros left us with more clues than I thought they would. Especially as to the importance of this place, as well as the beasts they claim will be unleashed. I understand you're all shocked, but we're better off spending the time on devising a response. Right. Beasts, huh? Don't tell me she meant... Huh. Looks like we still get service all the way out here. It's a funny joke. Yes. Though just barely. Special sports section. This is Bannings. Yes, Dudley. I heard you were headed to the southern bank of the lake. Are you there now? Yes, we are. We just met up with Arius and the other bracers. It's kind of a long story. Perfect. Since they're with you, I'm going to need you to forward this information to them too. Every single member of the Red Constellations up and vanished from the city. What? I want to talk about this with Orlando, face to face. How soon can you get back? We'll be right there. What's going on? That didn't sound like good news. It wasn't. Lloyd relayed the news. Exclamation. It can't be. The Red Constellation vanished? But how? We were keeping tabs on them this entire time. Lloyd, do as he said and return to the city. We'll come back once we're done investigating the perimeter here. A question mark, ... Okay. Thanks for taking care of this for us. Appreciate it. No worries. We're all in the same boat here. Besides, Lynn and Aeolia still need some time to recover. If the Red Constellation's taken action, then Heiyue won't be far behind. We'll return as soon as we can. Don't let your guard down for even a second. Right. We'll just be going then. I still can't believe Rixia was Yin's true identity all along. I was so convinced that Yin was a man despite their feminine voice. The extent to which she was able to disguise her mannerisms and bearing in that form was substantial. On top of that, it seemed as though she had some way of changing the shape of her body entirely. Is that even humanly possible? It obviously is. Then again, we've been coming across plenty of people that are anything but normal lately. She managed to fool my sensors as well, though I can't quite figure out how. On that note, you seem relatively unperturbed by all of this, Lloyd. Well, that's because I am. You see, I had this conversation with Rixia not too long ago. I've been living my life for that sole purpose ever since I was little. It's the same path my ancestors have walked throughout history. But now, I no longer understand where the path is leading me, nor my reasons for taking it. Lovely weather out. The truth crossed my mind at the time, but it just sounded too crazy, so I just put it in the back of my head. Even so, it never went away. I couldn't entirely dismiss the possibility that she really was Yin. I had no idea. Well, hot damn. That would explain how a total amateur came out of nowhere and nabbed a leading role in Arc-en-Ciel. I mean, this seems to be implying that Sully will also be a master assassin because Sully came out of nowhere and is going to have a leading role. Yeah, I guess the story of how Ilias scouted her out of nowhere was enough to keep people from questioning it. In retrospect, Yin and Rixia's arrivals in this game Crossbell did line up perfectly. I should have pieced it together sooner. Do you suppose Kao from Heiyue is aware of her true identity? I'd imagine this is a secret she wouldn't want anyone to know, much less him. Her contract holder gaining knowledge of her full family lineage could only be to her disadvantage. That puts us in a difficult spot. It would probably be for the best if we kept this to ourselves. You think? I agree. For now, let's talk things over with the chief and see how the situation progresses. This doesn't change the fact that the red constellation is our top priority at the moment, not Heiyue. For sure. Uncle Sigmund and his crew are nowhere to be found, and that's not a good sign. Probably means they finished prepping. They could strike at a moment's notice. Right. We should contact Commander Bales and get her up to speed, too. I wonder if the rain outside picks up. I imagine not, because various filters to reduce outside sound exist, but I wonder if I do this. It's gonna freeze for a second. So removing the noise suppression, I wonder if it's picking up now. I'll check that. Just kind of curiosity, because it's raining pretty hard outside. Ooh, and there's the thunder. I've re-engaged noise suppression, so none of that should be audible. Excuse us. There you are. Took you long enough? Yes, we definitely weren't on the other side of a lake in a marsh. Sorry about that. We had other business to take care of first. So, what's the skinny? What? Exactly as I told you. The building has been completely vacated. In total, we suspect their operations, here, numbered around 100 members strong. But it would appear they slipped away via the geofront in order to circumvent our surveillance. Oh, did they go out through, Geofront D? Through the geofront? All 100 of them? It should be all 100 of them, I think. I don't think all 100 of them. It would be all 100 of them or all 100 of them. How odd. I don't recall there being an entry point to it installed in this building. You would be right. At least until they use their explosives to make one for themselves. We found a path, Geofront B. We found a path that leads to the lower stratum of the Geofront's B sector. They blew a hole into the Geofront? Well, they certainly have a creative problem-solving process, don't they? That's not the most troubling thing we found here. They've also remodeled the old warehouse Ravash used to store smuggled weapons. Now it's a massive maintenance and training facility for heavy artillery. Yep, sounds exactly like something Uncle Sigmund and his crew would do. Definitely. They would definitely make a heavy artillery training facility in the middle of a city instead of out in the middle of nowhere. Totally. They set that kind of stuff up to stay sharp for battle. But not because they need to. Hell, it's more they get a kick out of it. That lines up. I'll be frank, Orlando. Do you know what their objective is? Is it to settle their score with Heiyue? Or is it the station or the airport they're after? I'm out of that game, so I wouldn't know. That said, if Heiyue was their mark, I don't think they'd be pulling this hide-and-seek act. As for the station and airport, I hate to break it to you, but they could probably take either without breaking a sweat. If they're going this far, they probably have something totally off the wall up their sleeve. It'd be so much funnier if they just if they were captured. Then, could it be? Orcus Tower? Are they trying to occupy it for themselves? I wouldn't put it past them. But I know their style, and a place like that wouldn't exactly be their arena of choice. Oh, in what sense? Jaegers are best suited for stuff like guerrilla warfare, not tight, enclosed spaces like a bunch of hallways. If they had their pick, they'd go at their enemy someplace where they can use the terrain to their advantage. Oh, I've spoiled where we go next time in the next chapter, so there's a chance that I know where this is going to be. Entire townscapes, for instance, or mountainous areas. Places with a lot of varying elevations. Right. The tower would be too confined. It would also take any vehicular weaponry out of the equation entirely. In that case, what about... First Vision, this is Dudley. Chief, good timing. They what? What's happening? The timing is uncanny. Dudley, what's the matter? We've just received word from the CGF. They say an unidentified armed group has appeared up on Mines Mountain Path. The CGF unit patrolling the area has already been wiped out. Like, these reactions are weird. Like, obviously it's weird, but... 1 hour earlier. This is HQ, patching in with a message for the third company. We are unable to confirm the size of the armed group. Chances are high that it's the Jaeger Corps that had been lying low in the city, the Red Constellation. Prioritize the safety of Mines' citizens. This is the third company. Copy that. We are now moving in on the armed group. Commence. Kaboom. An orbital mine? And that should actually have fatalities for once. Damn it! All personnel, to your battle stations! How are they alive if it took that much? I mean, they get shot instantly, so like, that's fine. Ahaha! It's always fun to watch them squirm. It's been what? 3 months since I got to bust this out? Testarosa's got a downright hankering for some suckers to gobble up. Gah. Who are those nut jobs? Let's take out the trash, drive them back through the tunnel, and slaughter anyone who tries to fight back. Yeah. I mean, the angle of that minigun, so it's not very mini, so I don't know if you'd call it a minigun, is too high to be shooting downhill. Your orders, Commander. What's up with their shadows? Like, why are their shadows flipping back and forth for some reason? Weird. Oh, right. Standing around here is boring me to tears. Let's go have ourselves a little fun. This way. Yeah. Follow the commander's lead. Come on, Testarossa. There's still plenty of leftover prey to hunt. We're gonna have a blast, you and me. And she's gonna jump over them and chainsaw them to death. Oh, she's just gonna shoot them? Why is her hand moving that quickly? What is she doing? Ugh. Ooh-ah. Take cover behind the car. Almost like running uphill into a gun emplacement is a bad idea. Ahaha, like that'll save you. There's the chainsaw. Ahahaha. Gah. Eek! She's a monster! Eat steel! I want justification for that. Hell yeah! Like if it's made of like special material that lets it actually cut through metal, I kind of hope they actually justify it. Like that would be interesting. Like, oh, it's made of something. I don't know what they would call it. I don't know what magic metals they have in this world. Ugh. Yes, because we definitely need multiple panning shots of Orcus Tower. It's so helpful. Good goddess. To think a single group of Jaegers could wreak this much havoc. I believe we all know a greater force is at play here, maneuvering them from behind the scenes. Just the same as there was at the trade conference. You think it was the Imperial government? More specifically, it would be the Imperial Army's Intelligence Division, right? I won't deny that's the most likely possibility. We already know full well that one of their captains was a point of contact with Red Constellation while in Crossbell. If that's the case, wouldn't it be wise to beg the Imperial government for mercy? No. Because the entire reason, if the Imperial government was doing this, the entire reason the Imperial government would be doing this is to be like, oh, the CGF are incompetent. We better disarm them and get rid of them, make them weaker so they have no chance to fight on their own, despite the fact that this entire scenario is their own fault. Or better yet, I'm not trying to click buttons, we can plead with the Republican government to aid us, which is probably the better choice, if that's what was happening. But, well, it so happens that I've already confronted the Imperial government about the Red Constellation earlier today. To no one's surprise, they elected to feign ignorance. As things stand, we're in no position to appeal to the Republican government either. The blame for that lies with me for proposing independence. I can't believe this. I mean, no. This isn't your fault in the least, Mr. Mayor. Regardless, all the state government can do at present is issue a formal statement of protest. My primary concern remains with the safety of Mines' citizens. The CGF was able to confirm the status of the village after requesting assistance from a civilian airship. As of now, there do not appear to be any signs of looting or pillaging on site. Yes, but the fact of the matter is that the village and its denizens are being besieged. Their food reserves won't last forever. There's no time to waste. How are they holding off a siege? There's no logical manner in which they would be able to stop the Red Constellation from getting to them. They clearly aren't... Like, if they're actually pushing to attack them, it doesn't make sense that they can hold them off. So they must not... If the story is like, oh, they're actually pushing to get into mines and they're holding them off, that's bad writing. If they don't care about getting into mines proper, solid. I agree. We need to take immediate countermeasures. Commander, how heavy were the CGF's losses? Significant, unfortunately, both in terms of our guardsmen and our resources. What manpower we have remaining has already been deployed to the mountain path. You're stretched thin, then. But let us not forget, our foes may be experts in war, but they're still hired professionals, loyal to Mira above all. If we negotiate well, we may be able to prevent this crisis from escalating. I'm asking the CPD to broker that possibility while simultaneously assuaging the fear of the citizenry. Roger. Where's the actual commissioner of the CPD? Like, I understand Sergei's here to represent the SSS because the SSS is the does everything task force. Dudley's here to represent the 1st Division. Why is the Vice Commissioner here instead of the Commissioner? But anyway, Roger. Of course, Mr. Mayor. I'll contact the guild and see what I can pull together. Like, why is the Vice Commissioner here and not the actual Commissioner? I bet they just didn't want to introduce the actual Commissioner as a character. Because I don't think they've ever been introduced. And if they have, it was just in passing. Hot pot. The chief is late. I shouldn't be surprised considering what's going on, but still. Eat the hot pot without him. Do it. Yeah. His meeting at Orcus Tower must be running long. Discussing your next course of action can't be an easy task. And then there's the political side of things to consider. Not to mention Wald. He couldn't have picked a worse time to go completely berserk. Guys? If the chief's not gonna make it back, should we save the hot pot for later? Nah. He said to go ahead and start without him if he's late. Like, I'm not a hot pot aficionado, but assuming they already put stuff in, based on, you know, the images, I think anything that's already been put in should be eaten, because otherwise, no matter what it is, it will get soggy. Or overcooked. Like, it's better to eat the food. He said to go ahead and start without him if he's late. You went out of your way to prep it again, Keto. You can bet we're gonna chow down this time. But... Randy... Never mind the hot pot. Are you sure you're okay right now, Randy? You know you can confide in us in times like this. No need to tell me twice. But if I've said it once, I've said it a million times. I already cut ties with Uncle Sigmund them years ago. Crying over what my old crew is up to isn't gonna do anyone any good. Better we spend the time getting some grub in us and making sure we're rested. We gotta be ready for tomorrow, yeah? Well, I mean, yeah, that's the correct stance to take. Yeah, you're right. Like, it's better not to dwell on something that you can't do anything about. You know what they say? You can't fight on an empty stomach. You can always count on Randy's devil-may-care attitude to help us through the worst of times. In a sense. Don't forget how much our little encounter south of the lake took out of us. That was not spoken well. Eating and turning in early is for the best, regardless of what may happen tomorrow. Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's start digging into these hot pots. Kia went out of her way to prepare all of this. There's plenty of meat, fish, and vegetables to go around. You eat your fill, everyone. After that, it's early to bed, early to rise. Yeah. Let's eat. Go ahead, Kia. Eat up. Whatever happens down the road, we'll take care of it, okay? Okay. Fear not, Zeit. I will save you some meat and fish for later. Gerwolf. I mean, we're gonna see Rixia soon, right? No. Who's this guy? He looks injured. He could be someone from Mines, but I don't think that would make sense. I should increase the high speed mode speed. She's clipping through her covers. He's leaving. And then Kia's gonna stop him? Or not. He's just gonna leave. Which is perfect, because I don't need him. Oh, Wazi. That actually makes sense, because Wazi is the most competent. Going somewhere? Figures you'd be here. Seriously. What the hell are you doing up so late? Please don't be a lame heart-to-heart. Do you really need to ask? I'm just getting back from my favorite bar. I don't have any right to judge you for keeping secrets. But I don't think the others are going to take you running away very well. Probably not. But this is my problem to deal with, not theirs. I mean, no. This is not, I don't, like, it probably fits Randy's character. But, like, acting as though he's the reason the Red Constellation decided they were going to attack mines is complete nonsense. And he generally seemed not that stupid, but whatever. This is my problem to deal with, not theirs. And don't go thinking this is about Uncle Sigmund or Shirley either. There's no way in hell I'd let Lloyd and the rest of you put your lives on the line for me. This is my battle to fight, and I'm going to settle it on my own. This is just the way it has to be. Bad writing. If you say so. You and Walt are the same. Are all men this stupid? Oh, here's the reveal that Wazi's actually a girl. Which wouldn't make sense, but... Are all men this stupid? Doesn't it get tiring, stumbling your way through life? You could really stand to be a little more slick. Man, leave me alone, will you? You know, I've been meaning to ask this for a while. Which team are you on, anyway? Something tells me you're not referring to my innocent little comment about men. In which case, your guess might not be too far from the truth. You don't say. I thought I smelled something off about you. Reminds me of a few badasses I crossed paths with back in the day. Guess that means you were playing dumb about that girl, too. Around that girl, too. Heh, I wonder about that. Well, thanks for keeping your mouth shut. I'll pretend I'm in the dark about this tomorrow. So go ahead, knock yourself out. Knock yourself out there. Thanks, I owe you one. No, you don't raise your hand like that until you walk past them. Once you're past them, that's when you raise your hand. It's like a see ya. Because if you do it when you're walking towards them, it's more like a high five. But with him gone, I'm not too confident in our ability to hold our own in a fight anymore. I just might have to call Abbas in for support like this. Please, call Abbas. Have him fight with us. Oh, that would be so good. That would be so much more fun. Damn it. What did he punch? There's nothing there for him to have punched. I want to go settle things once and for all. See ya. Great letter. Excellent letter. How could this happen? I can't believe it. And he didn't even think of to talk to us about it. Especially after all he said last night. Was it just to catch us off guard? Damn it. He even left his enigma behind. Geek, got him. Randy. Hello. No luck. No one in the neighborhood had seen him around. He must have taken off in the dead of night while everyone was asleep. But where could he have gone? By settling things once and for all. Did he perhaps mean the situation in mines? I actually think it'd be way better if it's not that, and he's totally somewhere else dealing with something. Yeah, that's the first answer that comes to mind. Maybe one of the guardsmen dispatched on the mountain path would know something. I wouldn't hedge my bets on that. Chief. Sheesh. It took him going stray for the guy to finally clean his room up for once. I already contacted the CGF, but they haven't spotted him either. I can only assume he's taking an alternate route up to mines. Never forget that he's a former veteran Jaeger. I doubt he's gonna have trouble staying out of the CGF's line of sight. Well, I guess not. To be honest, I thought he trusted us more than this. If only just a bit. Well, nothing for it. We're just going to have to wait and see how things go for now. Jaegers practically have to have the home field advantage in the mountains. Even if we gave chase, chances are low we'd even ever manage to catch him. Actually. I doubt Randy left for mines overnight. In fact, I wouldn't rule out the possibility that he's still in Crossbell City, even. What? What makes you think that? It's simple. If Randy's serious about engaging in combat against the Red Constellation, do you really think he'll be able to do it with nothing but a stun halberd? Oh. A valid point. Even he would not be that brazen. Is he going to be going to Heiue? You're saying he'd need something that packs an actual punch, like from back in his Jaeger days. Which would mean all we have to do is figure out where he'd get it. Which is going to be the downtown district, maybe? Considering his past, I'm sure Randy has a lot of experience wielding heavy weaponry. That kind of firepower can be found in the city if you know where to look. It wouldn't be crazy to assume that he has something like that stashed away somewhere either. Fair point, kid. Then we should go to all the locations in the city he's known to frequent. That way, we may be able to determine where Randy has gone. You're right. It's an idea worth trying, at least. I was thinking the same. What's wrong, Wuzzy? Do you think I'm off the mark with this? No? Haha, I'm simply surprised. It sounds fine by me. Your explanation was convincing enough. Anyhow, if you think he's still in the city, where do you think he went? Let me think. First and foremost, I'd suspect the downtown district. Ashley, the owner of Nine Valley Exchange, is also an arms dealer. Mr. Guillaume seems like he'd be knowledgeable when it comes to heavy weaponry too. We should also consider Mr. Drake of Barca Casino. He may know something as well. Randy was always there wasting the night away after all. Good idea. Not to mention, Randy's known him since he first came to Crossbell, as I recall. Huh. Orlando, you poor SOB. He should have known better than trying to shake the SSS. You're already hot on his tail. You've got that right. Yeah, it goes without saying. As the leader of the SSS, I'm not about to turn a blind eye to self-serving defectors. We'll pinpoint his location and drag him back here by the scruff if we have to. Naturally. We'll even put a leash on him if that's what it's going to take. Will Randy be okay? He will if we have something to say about it. We're bringing him home, and that's a promise. There's no need to worry, Kia. Stay here and keep Zeit company for us while we're gone, alright? Okay. Lloyd, everyone, be careful out there. Dum dum dum. Such a long cutscene, man. So, we have on our agenda 2 shops downtown and the casino in the entertainment district. Right. Though there could be more clues lying around elsewhere too. My throat is dead. Unfortunately, we don't have time to look outside the city right now. On the bright side, we received no new support requests this morning. That gives us more time. I suppose it's to be expected. HQ must be in total disarray after all that happened yesterday. Though of course, that's nothing compared to the losses suffered by the CGF. Forgive me, Noelle. Considering your position, I'm sure you're taking the news much harder than we are. No, it's okay. That's just the sort of risk that comes with the job. More importantly, I'm a member of the SSS right now. Just like Randy. Let's go bring him home. Right. Good. I want to check if it's actually. Darn. And I could play this. I'm not going to. I'm stopping right here, but I want to see who I have on my list. Roberts I've beaten. Fran, Michelle, Maribel, Jonah. Goo, my throat is dead. But I stop here. I'm gonna have all the people in the world to talk to next time. And then it will be time for the main quest. But that will be far further away than it should be. But next time I'll be talking to all the people. And then who knows what will happen after that. Have a good day. Bye-bye.